Lori mentioned the 3 keys to wealth. She said long-term vision, delayed gratification, utilized power compounding. Man, I can talk on those 3 so long. Man, we could stay here all night. If you're going to, a billionaire mindset revolves around those 3. Robert Kiyosaki studied numerous billionaires, and then I said, well, if he did it, I'm going to do it too. And I just started reading biography after biography of the billionaires. And sure enough, those 3 were the principles in common. If you're going to be successful, you gotta have a long-term vision. You gotta have something that's going to keep you going even when it hurts. You see, the ESBI works so well because it captures the 4 quadrants where you're going to make money. You're going to have to make money in one of those 4 quadrants. And most of us, just because we don't know any better, we're taught because we watch our parents are either employees or self-employed. You got, I don't know, 95% of the people over here, 5% of the wealth, 5% of the people, 95% of the wealth. This here is what we've learned. This is what the masses do with their lives. This over here is the billionaire mindset thinking, and we've got to figure out how to make this jump. We've got to take the jump from this side to this side. And in order to do that, you got to realize that you can't fix in a couple months what's taken years, if not decades, to mess up. And there's so many people, they think that if they've messed up their health over a 10-year period, that a couple diet pills or whatever all of a sudden is going to fix it. That's just not real life, though. And certainly in the financial area, even if you'll hear this, oh, this person won the lottery and they are set for life. But then you find out 5-10 years down the road they filed bankruptcy, and you're like, what happened? They just won the lottery. I mean, if somebody's going to be set, it'd be somebody that won the lottery, right? Wrong. Why? Because their thinking didn't change. You know, one of the most dangerous things a person can do is to start making more money without changing the way they think about money. Because if you make more money and you haven't changed the way you think about money, the financial matrix gives you more rope to hang yourself. Instead of qualified, well, see, one of the great things about not having a lot of money is you can't get a ton of loans. And so you can only go maybe $50,000 to $100,000 in debt. If you start making $1 million, you can get multi-million dollars worth of loans, and you can really hang yourself. And so that's what you see happening when somebody wins the lottery. People think money is going to fix their issues. It's not the money that fixes the issue. It's the way you think about money that fixes the issue. Because when you think about money differently, things start to change. But you aren't going to change your thinking about money because you attended one event. People are like, well, if I attended one, what do I got to come back for? That's kind of like asking the question, if I took one shower, why do I ever need another? Life is one of those progressive things where you have to do it over and over and over again. If we were to go find out, I don't even know who it is anymore, but if the best golfer in the world, if I went and talked to the best golfer in the world and asked him, you're the best. You have the most beautiful swing. You just win tournament after tournament. You're probably never going to hit another golf ball again. And then he'd look and say, are you crazy? I'm going to hit hundreds more, thousands more, because I want to stay the best. If you've got great thinking when it comes to finances, if you want to keep that great thinking, then you should keep associating and keep attending with people that are moving down the right track. Long-term vision says begin with the end in mind and recognize that to make this leap, to make the entrepreneurial leap from the E and S quadrant to the B, this is going to require information. And information isn't just, I heard the right principle once. It's hearing it over and over and over and going from an emotional impulse buying attitude to where you can learn to say no. I can remember having many great discussions with Orrin Woodward about the idea of spending money. Because she would see something and want to buy it, and I'd be like, don't buy that. And then we'd get in these great discussions. But when we bought into a long-term vision together, you heard Claude and Lana up here, and as they were talking, and one of the big reasons they went executive life coach was because they bought into a common vision of seeing their kids on the stage with tuxedos. You think that was it? You mean that's what fired them up to go do all the work and to travel all over and do? Absolutely. They had a long-term vision that they bought into together. So my question to you is, what is the long-term vision? Can you imagine the day when you go to bed at night and you wake up the next day wealthier than when you went to sleep? Listen, guys, it gets crazy. Can you imagine the day you go to bed at night and you wake up the next morning and you made more money sleeping than you ever did your best week on your job? I mean, it can start getting really crazy from there, but you can get the point. The point is you're not stressed to go to bed. You're kind of looking forward to it. You're like, time to go make some more money. And then all of a sudden you start living the things that you want to do with your life because no longer is the financial matrix controlling your choices. I talked earlier about you're building a rocket to blast out of the financial matrix. You didn't know you were in it. You didn't know. You were born into it. And you did what everybody else did. And there you are. And so the first thing is to recognize that you can blast out of it, but you're going to have to build and utilize the rocket. So begin with the end in mind. Where are you blasting off to? If you escape the matrix, to what? What is the dream? And only when you have that dream can you say no to the good. There's all kinds of good things. That's how it works. You can't go to the next step, long-term vision, the second one, delayed gratification. You know why most people can't stand that word no, can't stand to say no to themselves? They'll see something advertised on TV and they're like, wow, that looks pretty good. And only $380 a month? They never tell you the price of anything anymore, do they? Well, why would you tell them the price? They don't care about that. It's just easy monthly payments and you buy yourself in. You can't say no to the good until you've bought into the long-term vision of the great. Only when you know clearly where you're going, you can say, a cheetah picks out at a distance the gazelle that it is going to track down and capture, kill that gazelle. It has that in its sight, and it focuses so clearly on that long-term vision that it's said that it will leap over other gazelles that lay down. It will leap over that gazelle to track down the one it is set. It says no to everything else so it can say yes to the long-term vision that it's locked into. What is the long-term vision? For Lori and myself, when we locked in, there was like all kinds of things. Hey, you could finish your MBA. No. You could do this. No. You can you can invest over here. No. Oh man, you're really good. You're really good with people now. We'd like you to go do this. No. Saying no, no, no to say focused on, we're chasing after that gazelle and we're going to get that. Can you have that type of focus? You're going to need that. You're going to have to make it. So the first thing is get a long-term vision that your family can buy into together. So now there's no longer an argument. But Lori and I spent so much of our time arguing over because we didn't have clarity around the long-term vision. So beginning with the end in mind is maybe some of you need to have a session. Hopefully it won't be a bad session, but you're going to have some conversations. And sometimes that's hard. We can live in the same house, but we're not willing to have those crucial conversations.